I'm on my way to Terry's because we're doing something a little different today. Terry, are you ready for today?
I'm ready for today. I'm excited because today we're going out and seeing Dr. Terry Shack, who is an expert in many things, including weight loss. We're going to find out some good medical things to keep us on our journey. On the Jenna and the heart healthy diet, one is not supposed to drink wine, one's not supposed to drink alcohol at all. If you did, you're supposed to drink tequila, but isn't that an amazing sign?
Terry, no.
No.
Can you say that again, please?
Well, see, Dr. Shack remembers Jenna's name, but me, he has no idea why. First of all, Doctor, thank you for an incredible tour. I'm familiar with your facility. I've actually been here once. It is both in scale, in the depth, and what you do for your clientele. It's on a 1 to 10 of what somewhat I had in the back of my mind. But what sort of things do you think that Jen and I should be on the lookout for that is a challenge in trying to lose that amount of weight?
You're asking about actually the transition period. I think the transition period, there are some medical conditions you need to worry about. You can get gallstones, you can get gout, you can get other illnesses from weight loss. There are some things you can do to watch for those and also monitor those. The second is, before starting any of these programs, you should have a full clearance from a cardiologist, especially if you have any heart history, before doing anything. You need enough variety in whatever you do to make it sustainable. And this goes
variety in your food, your exercise
you name
program.
it.
For myself personally, getting into a program of doing almost the exact thing has more of a comfortability level for me.
He has a moderately good regimen of exercise, which is these walking programs. You're walking for a purpose. So you're walking to the office to do this, you're walking to another place to do this, you're walking to another place to do that. It's for a purpose, and most people can find that much more sustainable than I'm going for a 1 hour walk around this 1 mile track, which has no real purpose in it, and to sustain that for years and years and years is really hard to do. But if you're walking for purpose, until you retire, that's a pretty good plan.
Which is exactly what we've been doing.
Yes. 2 final thoughts that we're here today. I read a lot now about the benefits of coffee. I suspect it's the Coffee Growers Association of America. They're planting those things on the internet. But seriously, I see more and more articles suggesting studies where coffee drinking is beneficial. Do you have a thought on that?
There's no doubt that right now coffee's in favor. There's been times coffee's been out of favor.
That makes me so happy.
Coffee's been out of favor. I have a feeling it's more complex than is coffee good or bad. There are probably subgroups in which it is good and subgroups in which it is bad and subgroups in which it makes no difference. I think that anything in extreme excess is probably not good, but there's data out there that obviously in some people, even moderately heavy coffee drinking, 3 or 4 cups a day is probably good for you. But that's not going to be everybody, and I think trying to force what was true for 51% of a group is therefore true for you is not always a good way to try to push through. Good way to try, see what happens.
So we've taken coffee away from Terry.
I don't think that coffee is either going to make him succeed well beyond what he would without it, and I don't think avoiding coffee is going to make him fail tremendously as compared to if he had been allowed on it. I think a personal choice, and it has to be sustainable is the biggest thing, and that's what you really like, and maybe having coffee is something that would help you to say, that's my little reward as opposed to a donut. I'd much rather have coffee than a donut.
Red wine, I don't like red wine, but you also read the number of diets that say take a little red wine before you go to sleep, and that has all sorts of various benefits.
The wine story is very difficult because everybody lies about how much they drink, and therefore it's very hard to tell.
We are letting you know that you are not allowed to have wine. But the good news is you can have coffee.
Okay. Do not tell my trainer Jenna this, but presently I'm doing a very light, I'm talking 3 ounces, 4 ounces in before I go to bed, and on an everyday basis. It seems to have a benefit as far as sleeping, if nothing else.
Okay.
And with that,
there is not supposed to be wine in this.
The cardiology in cancer is done by the same people, but we're not going to look at that. We're going to look at nutrition and fitness. The telomere is actually done by a company in Spain. The pharmacogenetics done by a company that's part of the Mayo Clinic.
what can one tell looking for weight loss on
Okay.
genetics? What shows up?
Okay. First gene here, which is the LEP or RS1805094 gene.
In English?
And it's just a particular gene, and they're all named. These are international naming circumstances. These are all well-documented genes. And this particular gene, if you have it, this one is particularly strong for making you heavy or light. And it can tell you that if you have a certain combination in the genetic area, your resting metabolic rate is high or low. So these are all genes that look at BMI. So there's several different genes.
That's even like 30 different genes you look at on weight loss? My goodness.
That's unreal.
And that's part of why I tell you, what this really does is tell you how complex what you're trying to eyeball is. Genetic tendency to overeat. If you've ever said, you know, am I just weak, or what's wrong with me? Why do I overeat? There are genetic tendencies to overeating.
So then how do we tie this back to Terry?
Well, maybe I should go get all my genes checked. I think perhaps what I'll do is come to your office and perhaps get a blood and check for all these things in a week or so anyway.
What we really need to do is review what is your current dietary plan,
Okay.
so that we know where to put the emphasis. I use those as examples, but it really depends on the individual. Everybody's looking for simple answers to what is a very, very complex question.
And we're off. I'd say it was a pretty successful day, Terry. What do you think?
Oh, I think everything you do with Jenna's success, but this day surpassed expectations. The expertise that Dr. Shack can lend into what we're doing, it really gives one the great feeling of, I knew I was on good footing with Jenna, but now I really feel great about it.